there are some steps that we have to go through to determine if a child needs special education services. So, first, the parent would refer the child if they think their child needs to be evaluated. And so, how that process would go is the parent would refer the child, and then one of three responses would happen. Either the um, evaluator would say that they don't need to be evaluated, they would say that the child needs to be screened to determine if they need a full evaluation, or they would give the child a full and individual initial evaluation. And then after that is when the evaluation process would start if the evaluator decides that yes, the child does need to be evaluated to see if they need special education services. So then the evaluation process would go something like this. So the evaluator would need to identify the child's strengths and their areas of growth, and the parent should be present at the meeting. And the evaluation, if it shows that the child does have a disability, then the parent would need to meet with the school district representative to see if the disability requires a child to get special education services in order to be successful in school. And then, if once they complete the evaluation, professional individuals and the parents of the child would need to see if they are eligible for special education services. So they would look at the evaluation results, and as a collective, they would see if the disability falls under Individual with Disabilities Act. And if the parent disagrees with a decision that was made, they can challenge the decision by requesting a hearing. And so there are several components to the IEP. So the one of the components is how the child is performing academically. Another one is what are their annual goals that they need to achieve, or that the special education teacher hopes that they achieve by the end of the year. What are any SPED services or related services that the child would need? So, like, what for related services, that would be like physical um, therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, etc. What materials, modifications, or accommodations does the child need? When will the services begin? Where will the services take place? How often will the services happen? So, like twice a week, three times a week, etc. And how long will the services happen? So, like 60 minutes of math and 60 minutes of ELA per day, or some maybe 30 minutes of math, 30 minutes of ELA per day, etc. And then it is very important that the parents are involved in the process. So before students turn 15, they should be involved in the process as much as they can when it is deemed appropriate. Once students turn 15, students are also required to participate in the IEP process. And then it's also very important that we collaborate with each other. And so it's important that the special education teacher, general education teacher, parents are all collaborating and talking with one another about the progress. And if the parent has any questions, they should definitely reach out and ask, like, if they have any questions just about, is my child getting small group testing, or is my child getting modifications on his or her homework, stuff like that. so that we can make sure that we are meeting all of the needs of the child. And then it's also very important that we are acting with integrity when we are providing special education services. So, making sure that all of the minutes that we are documenting are correct and making sure that we are um, living up to our part of the bargain so that we are meeting all of the sped minutes and that we are giving all of the accommodations that the child needs. Um, and so, essentially, we are here for the kids and we want to make sure that we are advocating for the kids so that we can give them everything they need um, in the classroom as well as if they are pulled out of the classroom.